all, grade 5, for the today's English class. Today, we are going to see the book bag exercise from our textbook English Fairy. Prose 2, the title of the chapter, Rikki, Tikki and Nag, written by Rudyard Kipling. As a recap, let's see the story Rikki, Tikki and Nag in a video.
Kipling. Rikki Tikki went off for his nightly walk round the house. And in the dark, he ran into Chuchundra, the muskrat, creeping round by the wall. Chuchundra is a broken-hearted little beast. He whimpers and cheeps all night, trying to make up his mind to run into the middle of the room. But he never gets there.
"Don't kill me,"
said Chuchundra, almost weeping.
"Rikki Tikki, don't kill me." "Do you think a snake killer kills muskrats?"
said Rikki Tikki scornfully.
"Those who kill snakes get killed by snakes."
said Chuchundra, more sorrowful than ever.
"And how can I be sure that Nag won't mistake me for you some dark night?" "There's not the least danger,"
said Rikki Tikki.
"Nag is in the garden, and I know you don't go there." "I mustn't tell you anything. Can't you hear, Rikki Tikki?"
Rikki Tikki listened. The house was very still, but he thought he could just catch the faintest scratch in the world, a noise as faint as that of a wasp walking on a window pane, of the dry scratch of a snake's scales on brickwork.
"That's Nag, or Nagyena,"
he said to himself.
"and he is crawling into the bathroom sluice."
He stole off to Teddy's bathroom, but there was nothing there, and then to Teddy's mother's bathroom, where he heard Nag and Nagyena whispering together outside in the moonlight. "When the house is empty of people," said Nagyena to her husband, "he will have to go away, and then the garden will be ours again. Go in quietly and remember to first bite the big man who killed Crate. When you are done, come out and tell me, and we will hunt for Rikki Tikki together."
"But are you sure there is anything to be gained by killing the people?"
asked Nag. "Everything. When there were no people in the bungalow, did we have any mongoose in the garden? So long as the bungalow is empty, we are king and queen of the garden. And remember that as soon as our eggs in the melon bed hatch, as they may tomorrow, our children will need room and quiet."
"I hadn't thought of that."
said Nag.
"I'll go, but there is no need that we should hunt for Rikki Tikki afterwards. I'll kill the big man and his wife, and the child if I can, and come away quietly. Then the bungalow will be empty, and Rikki Tikki will have to go."
Rikki Tikki tingled with rage. Then Nag's head came through the sluice, and his 5 feet of cold body followed it. Angry as he was, Rikki Tikki was frightened when he saw the size of the big cobra.
"What am I to do?
Thought Rikki Tikki.
If I kill him here, Nagyena will know. But if I fight him out in open, the odds will be in his favor."
Nag waved to and fro, and then Rikki Tikki heard him drinking from the water jar that was used to fill the bath. Nag wrapped himself, coil by coil, round the bulge at the bottom of the water jar, and Rikki Tikki stayed still as death. After an hour, he began to move, inch by inch, towards the jar. Nag was asleep, and Rikki Tikki looked at his big back, wondering where would be the best place to get a good hold.
"If I don't break his back at the first jump,"
said Rikki.
"he will fight. And if he fights, oh, Rikki."
He looked at the thickness of the neck below the hood, but that was too much for him. and a bite near the tail would only make Nag angry.
It must be the head.
He said at last.
The head above the hood. And once I'm there, I mustn't let go.
Then he jumped. The head was lying a little clear of the water jar. Ricky bit down with all his might and braced his back against the bulge of the red earthenware jar to catch the head. This gave him just 1 second's purchase, and he made the most of it. Then he was battered to and fro like a rat shaken by a dog, back and forth on the floor, up and down, and around in great circles. His eyes were red, but he held on as his body was cart-whipped over the floor. He was dizzy, aching, and felt shaken to pieces when something went off like a thunderclap just behind him. A hot wind knocked him senseless, and red fire singed his fur. The big man had been wakened by the noise and had fired both barrels of a shotgun into Nag. Rikki Tikki held on with his eyes shut. For now, he was quite sure he was dead. But the head did not move, and the big man picked him up and said,
It's the mongoose again, Alice. The little chap has saved our lives this time.
Children, now let's see the textbook exercises, page number 21 and 22 in your textbook English Fairy. Children, take your pencil, take book page number 21. Start write the exercise clearly and neatly, children. Let's start. Children, as a first exercise, you have reading comprehension in page number 21 for this prose 2, Rikki Tikki and Nag. Let's start the section A. First exercise in the reading comprehension. I'll read the title for you, children. Write T for true and F for false sentences. So here you have 6 sentences. This exercise is true or false. If the sentence is true, you have to write T. Or if the sentence is false, you have to write F. Be clear, children. If the sentence is true, write T. If the sentence is false, you have to write F. So, see the first one. I'll read the first question in the true or false exercise. Look at the question. Rikki Tikki wanted to kill Chuchundra. Is it true or false, children? Rikki Tikki is the baby mongoose. Did the baby mongoose wanted to kill Chuchundra? What will be the answer? True or false, children? Yes, it is false. Because baby mongoose, they never eat muskrats. So mongoose, they always kill and fight with the snakes, and they will eat the snakes only. So the sentence is a false, wrong statement, sentence. So we have to write F. F for false. Okay. Let's move on to the second one. Nag and Nagaina were whispering. Whispering means very mild, low voice or sound. Whispering in Teddy's bedroom. Is the sentence correct, children? Nag and Nagaina, both are cobras, snakes, were whispering in Teddy's bedroom. Is it true, children? No, it's a false statement. So, where it is actually? It was inside the mother's bathroom. Teddy's mother's bathroom. Okay, so the statement is wrong. So, you have to write false. F. Are you clear, children? Then move on to the third one. See the third question, children. Nagaina had laid eggs in the cabbage patch. Nagaina, I'll repeat the question, children. Listen carefully. Nagaina had laid eggs in the cabbage patch. Is it true, children? Is the Nagaina laid eggs in the cabbage patch? No. Yes. So the statement is wrong. So you have to write F. For the third one also it is wrong. So we have to write the answer F. Then where it laid its eggs, children? Yes, it laid its eggs in the Milan patch, Milan garden, watermelon garden. So in the Milan bed, it laid its eggs. So it is not in the cabbage patch. So the statement is wrong. So we have to write false, F. Look at the fourth one. Let's move on to the fourth one. Nag was coiled around the bathroom. Nag was coiled around the bathroom. Is the statement true? Nag was coiled around the bath. Nag was coiled around the bath. Is it true, children? No, it's a false statement because it was under the bathtub. It was coiled under the bathtub. When you read the passage, when you read the lesson, you can know that it is not around the bath, it was under the bathtub. Okay, so the statement is wrong, so we have to write false. Look at the fifth one. See the question, children. Rikki Tikki bit Nag's head. Rikki Tikki is the baby mongoose who bit the Nag's head. Is it true or false, children? Yes, it's true. Very good. It's true. Because first Rikki Tikki tried to bit the Nag's head tightly. Then only they started fighting. Started fighting each other. And finally, at last, the baby mongoose won the fight. So, Rikki Tikki bit Nag's head. So it's a true statement. It's a correct statement. So we have to write T. True. True, short as T. Look at the sixth sentence, children. The big man shoot Nag. The big man shoot Nag. Is it true or false, children? Yes, that is also true. The big man finally, at last, both the Nag and the Rikki Tikki were tired after a long fight. They both were tired and they just scattered in the bathroom. After hearing the loud noise, the big man came inside with the gun and he shot over the snake, the cobra, Nag, and he killed it. So finally, who saved the big man's life and the family's life? Yes, Rikki Tikki is the hero who saved the big man's family from the Nag and Nagaina. So this is the true or false exercise, children. Write the answers clearly in your textbook neatly. Okay, so don't have a confusion. Be clear. I'll repeat it again once again. First one is false, second one is false, third one is false, fourth one is false, fifth is true, and sixth is also true. So false, 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 true, true. 4 false and 2 trues. Okay, that's all from this exercise, children. Let's move on to the question answers area. And before getting to the question answer area, we have to see to the keywords. So I'm going to teach you the keywords and then we are going to see the question answers. So very important instruction, children. This keywords that we are going to see, the keywords and question answers, both must be written in your classwork. Please write the keywords and question answers for this prose 2 in your classwork, children. Let's see the keywords and question answers. For prose 2, the title of the chapter, Rikki Tikki and Nag. Children, look at the page. This is the way you have to write your classwork. First, you have to write the title, whether it is poem or prose, and the unit number 2 or 3. Here, this chapter is prose 2 And the title of the chapter you have to write next. That is Rikki Tikki and Nag. And very important thing, you have to write with the date. So write, whenever you write your classwork, please write all these things, prose, title, date and everything. Then you have to start write the classwork things like keywords and question answers. So let's start the keywords first. First Roman, that is your keywords, children. See the first keyword, it is muskrats. What is meant by muskrats? A rat-like animal with thick brown color fur. So muskrat is the animal. It's a rat-like animal with thick brown color skin, fur, hair. That is, fur means hair. So how you have to split the word muskrats? M-U-S-K, musk rats, R-A-T-S, rats. So musk rats, muskrats, M-U-S-K, M-U-S-K, musk rats, R-A-T-S, rats, musk rats. Split the word into 2 syllables. Then it will be easy for you children to learn the spelling. Okay, move on to the second one. What is the second one, children? Whimpers. Whimpers. What is the second one? It's whimpers. Whimpers means makes a small sound. Whimpers means makes small sounds of pain and fear. Whimper means it's a small sound due to some pain and fear. So how you have to split the word whim, W-H-I-M, whim, purse, P-E-R-S, purse, whimpers, whim, W-H-I-M, whim, purse, P-E-R-S, purse, whimpers. So split the word into 2 syllables, then you can learn the spelling easily, whimpers. Okay, let's move on to the third one. See the third one. What is the third one, children? It's scornfully. Scornfully. Scornfully means disrespectfully. Scornfully means disrespectfully. What is spelling for scornfully? S-C-R-O-N-F-U-L-L-Y. Scornfully. S-C-R-O-N. Scornfully. F-U-L-L-Y. Fully. Scornfully. So 2 syllable here also in this word there is 2 syllable. So scornfully, scornfully. Then look at the fourth word. It is sluice. Sluice. What does mean by sluice? Sluice is a channel for surplus water to drain out. That is the drainage. Drainage means the area, the pipe through the drain wastewater comes out. That is called sluice. So sluice means it's a channel for surplus water to drain out. That is called sluice. So what is spelling for sluice? S-L-U-I-C-E. Sluice. So it is a single word that we cannot split the word according to the syllable. So sluice is a single word. There is no syllabification here. So we cannot split the word. S-L-U-I-C-E, sluice. So see the fifth one. See the fifth word here, braced. What is the fifth word here? Braced. See the fifth word, braced. B-R-A-C-E-D, braced. 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 Okay, so 2 syllable here. What is meant by braced? Braced means supported. The meaning for the word braced is supported. Braced, B-R-A-C-E-D, braced. Okay, so that's all from the fifth one. Then see the sixth word, children, battered. What is meant by battered? Battered. What is meant by battered? Batter means beaten or bruised. Beaten, beating up, beaten. Batter means beaten. So what is the spelling for battered? Battered, B-A-T-T-E-R-E-D, Bat, T-E-R, ter, E-D, ed. Battered, battered. So 3 syllables here. So far we have seen only 2 syllable. Here 3 syllables are there. Battered, battered. So 3 syllables are there in this 6th word. Okay. So what does mean by battered, children? Batter means beaten. Beaten. Beaten means beating someone. Beating. So see the next word. 7th word here. Singed. The 7th word here. Singed. Singed. S-I-N-G-E-D. Singed. Singed. So, what is the meaning for the word singe? Means burnt. A slight burnt. Burn means due to some fire, we may get some burning snow. So, that is called singed. Singed means burnt. Burned. So, C-S-I spelling. See the spelling for singed. S-I-N-G-E-D. Singed. The spelling for singed is S-I-N-G-E-D. Singed. Singed. That's all from the keywords. Let's move on to the question answers now. And in the question answers area, we have 2 types of question answer. First type of question answer is the line will be given that was spoken by the character, and from that line you have to write, the questions will be asked, you have to write the answer. That is, read the sentence and answer the questions that follow. And the second Roman, another question answer is the normal question answers. So first, this is the second Roman we are going to see. See the title, read these sentences and answer the question that follow. Read these sentences and answer the questions that follow. Look at the first one. But are you sure that there is anything to be gained by killing the people? See here. See the line here. But are you sure that there is anything to be gained by killing the people? So this is the first line for you. For that first line, here you have the questions as first one. First question. What is the first question, children? Who said these words to whom and to whom? Who said these words and to whom? Who said these words and to whom? So see the line here. But are you sure that there is anything to be gained by killing the people? So who told here to kill the people? So here the answer is Nag. Nag. Nag is the male cobra. Nagina is the female cobra. So here Nag is the boy cobra, and girl cobra, this is the girl cobra. So they both are a family. Okay, it's a snake cobra family, snake family. In that, Nag is the husband, Nagina is the wife. So who said these lines to whom? So Nag, the husband, said these words to Nagina. Nag said these words to these two, said these to Nagina. Children, let's see the section B for the first line. See here the question. What does the hesitation of the speaker to kill people let us about the speaker? Tells us about the speaker. Sorry. What does the hesitation? What does the hesitation of the speaker to kill people tell us about the speaker? So here the answer, why the speaker hesitate to kill the people in the story. Because see here the answer, the hesitation of the speaker tells us that he thought it was not necessary. He thought it was not necessary to kill the people in the house. So he thought that it was not necessary to kill because the author's motivation is not that. It is not the motivation to kill the human being. So he just ignored, he hesitated to kill the people in the house. So that is the answer for the section B. Here, let's move on to the second line of this question here. And if he fights, oh Ricky, and if he fights, oh Ricky. So who said these lines? So here, this is the line. For this, you have 3 question answers here. Let's see the question answers now. Option A. What is the first question? The same thing. Who said these words? Who said these words? Here, who said these words? If he fights, oh Ricky. So, Ricky said these words. Who said these words? Ricky said these words. He told to himself, he said to himself that if he starts fight, if the nag, cobra, the cobra, poisonous cobra, start to fight with him, definitely it will be a terrific and it will be a tiresome job to kill the nag, king cobra. So, Ricky Tikki said these words to himself. Then look at the second option. Who is he here? So in this line, and if he fights, here who is he? Here who is he? With whom the Ricky Tikki is fighting here? Yes, with the nag, with the king cobra. So he refers to the nag. He refers to nag. He refers to the king cobra nag. So see that's all from the section option A, option B, and now we have moved on to option C. What does the speaker mean by oh Ricky? What does the speaker mean by oh Ricky? So here in this line, it used oh Ricky. What does it mean? Here, the speaker means that the nag will fight very furiously. He may kill the mongoose. So here, the author told that in a sorrowful way that if the nag started to fight furiously, definitely it will kill the baby mongoose. So he felt very sad and bad and he said this word, oh Ricky, at last. Furiously, spelling Furioursly, furiously. The second one, 3 questions are there, option A, option B and option C. So all these questions we have read through. That's all from the reading passages from the line and the question answer, children. Then now we are moving to the question answer part. That is the third Roman. So in your classwork, you must write keywords, this question answers, that is read the sentence line and answer the following. Then the next Roman, third Roman, answer the following. 5 questions are there. That also you have to write in the classwork. Let's see the question answers now. Let's start the third Roman answers these questions. Answer these questions. That is the third Roman. Okay. Let's see the first question. Let's start the first question here. What did Ricky Tikki hear when he was in the garden with Chuchundra? Chuchundra is the muskrat. So, what did Ricky Tikki hear when he was in the garden with Chuchundra? See the answer here. Let's read the answer now. Ricky Tikki heard. So here plus did plus here is heard. Ricky Tikki heard a very faint scratching sound. Ricky Tikki heard a very faint scratching sound of the snake's scales on the brickwork. So See here, what sound did the Rikki Tikki and Chuchundra heard in the garden? So the answer is Rikki Tikki heard a very faint scratching sound of the snake's scales on the brickwork. Number 1, answer with the spellings. See here, Rikki, R-I-K-K-I, Rikki, T-I-K-K-I, Tikki. Rikki Tikki heard, H-E-A-R-D, heard, H-E-A-R-D, heard. Very, V-E-R-Y, very. Faint, F-A-I-N-T, faint. Scratching, S-C-R-A-T-C-H-I-N-G, scratching. Sound, S-O-U-N-D, sound. O-F, off. The, T-H-E, the. Snakes, S-N-K-E-S, apostrophe S, snakes. Here, 2 snakes are there, nag and the nagaina. So, it is snakes. Snakes, scales. Scales means moving, just dragging its body. Scales, C-S-C-A-L-E-S, scales. On the, O-N, on, T-H-E, the. B-R-I-C-K, brick. W-O-R-K, work, brick. Let's move to the second question now, children. What instruction did Nagaina give Nag about killing the big man? See here, what instruction did Nagaina give to Nag about killing the big man? See the answer. See the answer here. Nagaina instructed Nag to go in quietly and bit the big man. B-I-T-E, bit. Bite, past tense, bit. Past tense of bite is bit. When he had done that, he should come out and tell her. So, Nagaina instructed Nag to go in quietly and bit the big man. When he had done that, he should come out and tell her. So this was the instruction gave by Nagaina to Nag. See the spelling for the second answer now. Nagaina, N-A-G-A-I-N-A, Nagaina, N-A-G-I-G-A-I-N-A, Nagaina instructed, I-N-S-T-R-U-C-T-E-D, instructed Nag, N-A-G, Nag, to go in quietly, Q-U-I-T-E-L-Y, quietly, and bit, B-I-T-E, bit, the big man, B-I-G, big, M-A-N, man, W-H-E-N, when he had done, D-O-N-E, done, that he should, S-H-O-U-L-D, should, come out, C-O-M-E, come out, O-U-T, out, and tell her, T-E-L-L-H-E-R, her. Why did Nagaina, look at the third question, why did Nagaina want the house to be empty? Why did Nagaina want the house to be empty? See the answer for that here. First point, 2 points are there. First one, when there was no people, in the house, then the mongoose, the Rikki Tikki, this baby mango, would also go away, and they would be the king and queen of the garden. Who will be the king and queen? Nag and the Nagaina will be the king and the queen. So, when there is no people in the house, mouse, the baby mongoose, Rikki Tikki, would also go away, and Nag and Nagaina will be the king and queen of the garden. They would be they means here who? Nag and the Nagaina would be the king and the queen. Nag is the king, Nagaina is the queen of the garden. Let's see the spelling for the first point. W-H-E-N, when, there, T-H-E-R-E, there. W-A-S-E, was. W-A-S, was. No, N-O, no. People, P-E-O-P-L-E, people. In the house, H-O-U-S-E, house. Then the mongoose, 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 would also go away. They would, would, be the king, king, and queen of the garden, garden. See the second point, children. Secondly, her eggs in the melon bed were ready to hatch, and the children would need more space. So, the second point, why the Nagaina wants the house to be empty here. The next, her eggs in the melon bed. Melon bed means the melon garden. Her eggs are ready to hatch. Hatch means to break out. And the small ones, the young ones, ready to come outside. And the children would need more space. So as the baby cobras, they need more space. So the Nagina wants the house to be empty. Let's see the spelling for the second point, children. Secondly. Secondly, her eggs, eggs in the melon. Melon means watermelon. melon, melon, bed, bed, were ready to hatch. Hatch, hatch. And the children would, would, need, need, more space, space, space. Let's see the fourth question now. How did Rikki Tikki attack Nag? See the question. Fourth question, how did Rikki Tikki attack Nag? See the answer here. Rikki Tikki attacked Nag. Rikki Tikki attacked. Did plus attack is equal to attacked. So the tense, the verb attack should be changed into past tense as attacked with ed, children. So the verb should be changed into past tense. So here the verb attack, did plus attack equal to attacked. It should change into the past tense form. So in the answer it was attacked. It was given as attacked. And Rikki Tikki attacked Nag at the head. H-E-A-D, head. Rikki bit down, bit down with all his might. Might means power. With all his might, and supported his back against the bulge of jar and to hold down the head. So here Rikki Tikki attacked the Nag at the head first. So Rikki Tikki attacked the Nag at the head. Rikki bit down with all his might. Bit down means bite. Bite down with all his might and supported his back against the bulge of jar to hold down the head. This was the attack between the Rikki Tikki and Nag. Let's see the spelling for the answer. R-I-K-K-I, Rikki. R-I-K-K-I, Rikki. T-I-K-K-I, Tikki. Attacked, A-T-T-A-C-K-E-D, attacked. Nag at the head, H-E-A-D, head. Rikki bit down with all his might, M-I-G-H-T, might, and supported, S-U-P-P-O-R-T-E-D, supported his back against the bulge of jar, B-U-L-G, bulge of jar, and hold down the head. Hold down means catched. Just grip tightly, catch hold tightly of the head. Let's see the last question, fifth question now. See the fifth question. Why did Rikki Tikki feel dizzy? Dizzy means tired when he was fighting with Nag. So what is the reason that Rikki Tikki feel tired when he was fighting with Nag? See the answer here. He was battered. He was battered. Answer, he was battered means burnt. Burnt to and fro, up and down on the ground, and back and forth, and around in a great circle. He battered means burnt to and fro. To and fro means here and there, up and down in the ground, on the ground, back and forth. Again, back and forth, that is back and front, and around in a great circle. So this is the furious fight against the Nag and the Ricky, and how they just rolled over in the ground. That was explained in this answer. He battered, as I told you in the keywords, battered means burn, to and fro, up and down on the ground, and back and forth and around in the great circle. So let's see the spelling for the answer. Battered, B-A-T-T-E-R-E-D, battered, B-A-T-T-E-R-E-D, battered. To and fro, T-O, to and F-R-O, fro. Up and down, U-P, up, and A-N-D, and D-O-W-N, down, on the ground, G-R-O-U-N-D, ground. Back and forth, B-A-C-K, back, and F-O-R-T-H, forth. And round, around, A-R-O-U-N-D, around, in great, G-R-E-A-T, great, circle, C-I-R-C-L-E, circle. So, children, that's all from the answer the following 5 questions we have seen now. In the third Roman, answer the following. Please write in the classwork all the 3 Romans. First Roman is keyword, second Roman is read the sentence and answer the following, and third Roman at last with the 5 question, answer these questions. So, complete all the 3 Romans in your classwork. Children, write neatly, legibly, without mistake in your classwork. Children, so far we have completed the reading comprehension area, true or false, keywords and question answers. Now we have moved on to the next exercise, that is vocabulary. See here, in vocabulary you have colloquial language. See the description given here. Here the writer often use colloquial language. Colloquial language, what is meant by colloquial language? It is general words. Like for easy reading, he used some phrase in informal language, like a casual language. In a casual words, the writer used some colloquial language for easy reading. For the easy reading for the readers to understand, the writer used some colloquial words or phrases that is used in an informal language. So see here, look at these sentences from the story. So, little champ has saved our lives now. So this was the last line, concluding line by the big man about the Rikki Tikki, and who saved. Here little champ means the Rikki Tikki who had saved their lives from the cobra, Nag and Nagina. So champ, here champ is a colloquial word and it is called as a person. The champ means a person. Champ is a colloquial word for a person. Champ means person. So now we are going to see, children, see the exercise. Match the formal words, phrase with its colloquial form. So here you have the first one. What is the first one? A talkative person. Who is called as talkative person? Who is the person who never stop talking, speaking continuously? They are called as talkative person. So here, who is talkative person? What is the word colloquial form here? Chatterbox. Chatterbox means the box that used to give some noise always. Chatterbox. Talkative person means the first answer, chatterbox. The first one, chatterbox. Then the second one is lazy. Lazy means couch potato. Lazy. So always potato will sleep lazily. simply usually we used to say in a colloquial language. So couch potato means laziness. Couch potato means, couch means bed. The potato always sleeps in the bed. So here laziness is compared to the couch potato that was in a colloquial language. So number 1 and lazy number 2. Grandmother. Grandmother means granny, or we used to say grandmother, gran. Third one, gran. Got to. Got to means gotta. Got to means gotta. Got to, gotta. Then a child. Child, what will we say? We will say them as kids. Very good. Child, we'll call them as kids. Mother, mom. Mom, mum, mummy. So these are the colloquial language for mother. So first one, talkative person. What is the answer? Chatterbox. E. And lazy, couch potato. Lazy means couch potato. Grandmother, gran. Go to, gota. Child, kid. Child means kid. Mother means mom. So these are the colloquial languages or forms and the meanings here. Again, I'll repeat. Talkative person. What is the answer, children? Very good. Chatterbox. Lazy, couch potato. Grandmother, gran. Fourth one, go to, gota. A child, kid. And the sixth one, mother, mom. So the answer is 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So match the answers properly, correctly, children. Don't draw lines, just write the number, correct number and the answer for the question. Write like this, how I have written here. Write the numbers alone. Don't draw lines to match the answer, children. Children, that's all from the book exercise for the prose 2, Rikki Tikki and Nag. Remaining thing is the grammar part alone. The grammar part, we have pronouns and types of pronouns and articles. 2 grammar areas are there in the grammar part in this lesson. I'll send you the grammar portion in another video, children. So complete the book back exercise that I have covered in this video and write the keywords and question answers in the classwork. Thank you, children.